Mr. Director General, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for inviting me to the occasion. But I believe it's a sign of how far we have come in terms of attitude, in terms of beliefs, and realizing that we can no longer walk in silos. The need to come together in every sense of it is becoming clearer and clearer. And I'm really thankful that all of us have decided to allow our different perspectives to work together for the good of the millions and billions that are out there. This is a unique occasion, and I believe we should continue to take the momentum. It has become clear that governments, the United Nations system, the civil society, the financial establishments, private sector, the foundations now have a common goal, a goal that dictates that it's no longer acceptable for people to go to bed every night hungry, to go to bed looking at the sky, that is, looking at their roofs, hoping that sleep will deliver them from hunger. It can be done, but when it becomes perpetual, then there's a problem. And I believe this is one thing that all of us are realizing on a daily basis. And that is what has brought us together, that now our individual powers, our abilities, our capabilities must work in tandem so that we can find solutions to these problems. The role that the civil society played when it comes to the debate on the land tenure system that was approved by CFS governments is a significant one. And it was not just only criticism, it was substance that was brought into the debate. It was also your abilities to come from different angles to make us work and work to achieve what is agreeable by the global society. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just part of the story. We all agree that it is voluntary. We all agree that it is global, but we also agree that the implementation has to be local. And that is where we need to work harder and work in a collaborative way with the various stakeholders, especially governments. I believe that the post-2015 consultation hunger, food security and nutrition paradigm provided the world the opportunity to see what the Rome-based agencies are able to put together. And I also have the privilege of presenting it during the Madrid meeting. To my mind, there is always the conviction by everybody to see that, yes, the MDGs have their good points, but then there are lessons to be learned. I believe that the lessons to be learned will now be inputted into what happens after the post-20 development agenda paradigm. Thank you all for what we're able to achieve after the reform of the CFS. It is now no longer people asking me, is CFS a political party? Because it's chairman of CFS. Is it a political party? I say, no, it's not. This is what it is. Trying our best to debate and to bring government, banks, private sector, civil society, fisher folks, smallholder farmers, cooperatives, foundation to sit down, discuss, and have the opportunity of influencing how to make life better for everyone. I always find it very interesting and a bit frustrating when you look at the food system in the world. Only 30 food plant materials out of 7,000 are being used regularly. But there are only 4 that, if anything goes wrong with their production, the world will catch fever. And they are rice, potatoes, maize, and wheat. Must we continue in that frame of mind? The answer is no. There are too many underutilized foodstuffs in the world. And I think we should begin to encourage these different segments in different parts of the world to eat what they are accustomed to in their environment. Incidentally, I was telling the Director General yesterday that I had quinoa as part of my meal in New York. And it's good food. I don't know the details about the nutrition, but it tastes good. My fear is this. If you and I now begin to eat quinoa, the poor producers will prefer to sell it rather than to eat it for nutrition. We have to bridge that gap. We have to bridge that gap. And the only way to do it is by education, is by awareness campaign, is by making sure that they realize what they have, but they must be the first beneficiary. Let me encourage us to continue this multi-stakeholder dialogue. Let us continue to respect each other's opinion. Let us be willing to submit to superior debates. But one thing is important, and it is very critical. Let us never, never, ever forget our focus. The rural poor, the need to take everybody out of poverty. Understand the statistics of the poor, of the hungry, has gone down to about 842 million. But that is still too much. Until we get no man going hungry is when we should be content. Let me wish you a wonderful and successful deliberation these 2 days. And thank you for taking the storm out of my wind before we start on Monday. You would have been fired up, so we'll not start from zero. Thank you, and God bless you.